Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a water slide. And not only will I show you how to make the water slide, I'll show you how to make the surrounding area around the slide. I'll show you how to make the lifeguard chair. I'll also throw in a nice little lounging area for poolside right at the base of the water slide itself. You guys have been asking me to make this for quite some time, and it was a little bit out of my comfort zone in building, so it took me a while to get around to it, but after you saw it in the Creative World Tour and you guys loved the look of this thing, I just had to make a tutorial for it. If you do like stuff like this, guys, please give this video a like, give it a favorite, give it a share, let me know that you do like stuff like this, and if you have any ideas on how to expand this little water slide into a little miniature water park, which I guess it kind of is already, but it could always get bigger, let me know. Maybe I'll make some other stuff, or if you just have any weird requests that you don't think that I'll fulfill, let me know down there in the comment section. I do read through that stuff. Check out the card system, check out the description below. I'll be leaving links to loads of other playlists and tutorials in there. Follow me on Twitter at TSMC360, I'd really appreciate it. Keep up to date with my stuff, and sometimes you even get little sneak previews of what I've been making. And I ask your guys' opinions quite a bit. Let's get on to the water slide. So, to make this water slide, we're going to need some block of quartz, quite predictably. Some quartz stairs, we'll need some quartz slab. Grab yourself some stone slabs. And now we're actually going to be needing, I don't know, how many colours are there? 5 of your favourite colours. I'm going to be using magenta, some lime green, yellow wool, cyan, and some red. Now, just choose 5 of your favourite colours. They don't have to be the same colours as mine. I like my colour combination, but just choose any of your 5 favourite colours. They don't even have to be wool. Well, once you've got each one of those materials right there, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'll be making it right here. And bear in mind, this actually takes up quite a bit of space, so do make sure that you have a nice empty area for where you want to build this thing. And what you're going to want to do is you'll want to kick it off with a row of 5 block of quartz directly on the floor. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just to let you know, so this is the row of 5, right? I'm looking at it sideways. This first block that I have on my left is going to be where the back of the slide's going to be. Like, we're going to be building up from there, and going right of this, in front of this quartz block, that is where the front of the slide's going to be. I just thought I'd let you know. So, once you have your row of 5, you then want to, from this first block, we want to do an up left diagonal. And then go left by 2. 1, 2. We then want to do an up left diagonal, go left by 1. We then want to do 9 up left diagonals. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we want to go left of that 9th up left diagonal by 11. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And that is perfect. That is the shape that you want to have. So this is the front of the slide, and we're now going to be building across. So I'm going to be going right, and this is going to be like the slide portion of the water slide. And what we're going to do to start this off, we're going to take out your first colour. Mine's going to be red wool, and I'm going to do a layer of red wool on the inside of that layer of quartz. And I'm going to do red coming all the way up to this very first quartz block, and I'm not going to be going any further. I'm going to leave it at that. It stays right at the top of that quartz block. What I'm now going to do is I want to dig into the floor, and where I have this row of 5 red wool, I want a row of 5 red wool in the floor next to that first initial row of 5. And then what I want to do, I want to copy the shape that I have with the red wool just in front of me. And I want the red wool to sit 1 row below the shape that we have. So underneath each one of these diagonals, underneath each one of these red wool blocks, except shifting 1 row to the right, we want to have another layer of red. Can you see what I'm talking about? Then once you've added that layer of red, we're now going to, this first layer of red that we place next to the block of quartz, we want to have another layer of that section of red wool. So we just want to copy it. So we now want to go 1 row above. Once again, 1 row above that layer of red, and yet 1 row to the right that we've just made. And we'll end up with something that should look like this. And this is just one particular section of the slide. Can you guys see how we arrived at that? It kind of looks like an escalator. Well, once you've done that with your red, We now want to do the same thing with our cyan wool. So we now want to copy the shape that we have with the red, and now we just want to do it with cyan. And you guys are going to notice a very quick and obvious pattern emerging, because once we've done it with the cyan wool, we now, one row into the ground, for the next row we want to have a row of 5 cyan buried into the ground, and then we want to emulate the shape that we have with our cyan, except it wants to be one row underneath, and we're going to be doing this for each individual sections of the slide. So in total we'll be doing it 5 times. You can extend it if you want. You can have more or less of the slide, you can make it bigger, you can make it longer, you can do whatever you want, but I'm only having 5 because I think that that's an adequate number. So we have that layer of cyan that sits underneath that first row. Then we want to add another layer of cyan that is parallel to that first row of cyan. So we just want to, again, one row above, one row to the right, we want to have our layer of cyan wool, don't we? And once we've done this, that will be the second colour of the slide complete. And like I said, it's a bit of a tedious process, this, a little bit tedious, but it has to be done. And then we have the second part of the slide completed. Let's move on to the next colour. So I'm going to be using yellow, and I'm going to, once again, you guys know how this works by now, I'm sure, but you want to do your next colour in line with that previous row of colour that you've just done. Then the row after that, we dig it into the floor, where we have this row of 5, we dig it into the floor, and then we just want to kind of like back it. The reason that we do the yellow and the cyan and the red just underneath this is because we're going to have flowing water on the slide, and obviously we want it to all be steepled, and we want it to be at a different depth than the 2 layers of yellow either side, just so that the water doesn't spill over, so that it follows the line down. And that's that middle layer of yellow, and now we're just going to be adding another layer of yellow that is, again, one row higher, one row to the right, and that will be the third colour, and that'll leave us about, what's that, 60% done? I think that that's about right. We'll be about 60% done with the colours. And then, once you have that layer of yellow done, we have the yellow part of the slide looking very colourful. We're now going to do green. So I'm just going to add the layer of green, and then it will be the middle row that is one row lower than the rest of the part of the slide, and then we'll be doing the big part, and then that leaves us our final colour, and that will be magenta. Once again, I do want to implore you, if you don't like these colours, no one's forcing you to have these colours, you can have whatever colours you want. You can use clay if you like, you can use glowstone. Glowstone, I did think that perhaps a light source underneath the slide might be cool. So like the part that I'm doing now, I thought that if that was a light source, that might actually be cool, because then you actually like light up where you'd be sliding down. I don't know. You might want to try it, you might not. It's up to you. I wouldn't use glowstone though, I'd probably use sea lanterns, but then again, that's just because I've got a thing for sea lanterns recently. I don't know why it is, I love them. I've recently discovered the sea lantern, and honestly, I never want to go back. But that is lime green. You can see that this slide is starting to shape up nicely, so we have just one colour, one final colour, and that is going to be magenta, trying to keep this thing nice and bright. So I'm going to add the layer of magenta, and what we'll then be doing once we've added this layer of magenta, by the way, we'll be adding another layer of quartz onto the opposite side of this slide, just right of the final layer of magenta that we'll be adding after we've added this middle layer, and that will kind of like just form the actual like case of the slide, like where the slide part will fit in. And then later we're going to have to make a walkway. We'll have to make a walkway for the slide, but we'll just have to add that when we get the opportunity. You know what? We'll have to get out some new materials very soon, because we are almost done with all of these colours. We won't be needing the colours majoritively. I don't think we'll be needing these colours, or most of them. So we'll just have to dump our materials in a second, and then we can talk about the next bit. So we want to have something which should look like this, guys. And like I said, add more, add less, have 7, have every colour of the rainbow if you like. But this is what I like. I like 5 parts of the slide. I'm now going to grab the block of quartz, and like I said earlier, I'm going to add a layer of block of quartz here. And the layer of block of quartz just sits on the outside of that. Whoops, it just sits on the outside of our last layer of magenta. And you know what we're going to do? Get rid of stone slabs for a while, and you can also get rid of, I don't think that we will need, actually, I know what we should do. Come all the way up to the top of the slide, and take each one of the colours of the slide and extend them back by a further 2 each. So that's the red, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That'll be the cyan. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Do the same with the yellow. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Same with the green. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And finally, magenta. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. And that is where the slide wants to sit, because obviously it doesn't just go into a straight drop. You've got to like walk onto it and sit down and slide. So we're now going to get rid of all of our materials. We'll grab other quartz again. We'll need quartz block. We'll need some quartz stairs. We'll need some quartz slabs. But we'll also need some birch slabs. We'll need some birch stairs. And we may even need some birchwood planks. Also, you know what we're going to need later? Funnily enough, we'll need some nether brick fence. So just grab that as we're here. What we want to do is we want to have a layer of birchwood planks here in the ground next to the layer of quartz. So we want to have a layer of birchwood planks like this. And then we want to have a layer of birch wood that sits below our layer of block of quartz. So very much how we have for the individual sections of the slide, we want to have a similar thing here with the block, with the birchwood planks. So we want to have this. But we also want this part to be maneuverable. So you're going to want to have to place stairs on each individual plank. And we place the planks just because it's a little bit easier. And you want to have stairs going all the way up to the top there, so you can actually maneuver it. And then what you want to have is you want to have a layer of block of quartz that is in the same place as the layer of block of quartz that you had previously. So you just want to have it in the same place as you did previously. It's just one row away. Just copy that and you'll end up with something that should look a little bit like that. So now you can actually like maneuver all the way up the stairs there. And what you then want to do is when you get to the top here, this final quartz, you want to extend this last quartz that you placed, extend it backwards, and then you want to connect it to the opposite part of the slide here. So connect it to the opposite part of the slide and it'll end up looking a little something like that. And that is fantastic. And what you can then do is you can then take out your quartz slabs, and you actually want to place quartz slabs pretty much on top of each one of these quartz blocks. And what this is going to do is it's just going to separate like the edge of the slide. It's just going to separate like the edge of the slide from the actual like sliding part of the slide just a little bit better. That's all this is meant to do. If you don't need it, if you don't like the look of it, no one's forcing you to have it. You don't have to have this. So just add the layer of quartz on top, or the quartz slabs on top of the block of quartz, and you'll just have a better separation for the slide. Oh, we missed a bit. We missed a bit here. This is where it's actually most important as well. Just like next to this magenta, it just adds a layer of separation that I quite like, and it'll end up looking a little something like that, and that's perfect. Okay, so now what we want to do is this. We want to take out our birchwood planks, and we want to do a layer of birchwood planks that sits right at the top of the slide. So in line where you have the row of block of quartz, we want to have the same thing here with the birchwood planks. So we just want to have a surface that we can actually walk around on right at the top of the slide, and that surface comes in the form of the birchwood planks. You don't have to use birchwood planks if you don't want to. Oakwood planks look nice as well. Any material that you want to use. I considered stone as well. I originally used oakwood planks, but I think that stone would also look okay. Maybe a bit dark, but it's up to you. Use what you like. So we'll end up with something that should look like this. Well, now what we want to do, and we'll need another material for this, we'll actually need ourselves some stone brick stairs. Right before you get on the slide, where we have these birchwood planks, knock those out and replace them with stone brick stairs, so you can kind of like step down onto the actual slide itself. And take out your quartz slabs, and you can see where we have this quartz slab right at the top left hand part of the walkway getting up to the top of the slide. You want to extend this quartz slab back, and then you want to have quartz slabs like in between each set of the stairs, and you want to connect to the opposite side of the slide, and you want to have something which should look a little bit like this, and that's great. Well, once you've done that, you then want to take out your nether brick fence, and you want to, on top of each one of the back corners of the quartz water slide, you'll have to destroy the actual quartz slabs for this, or not. Nah, yeah, destroy them anyway. And on top of each one of the quartz slabs, or non-existent quartz slabs, do rows of 5 nether brick fence. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we need the same on the opposite side here, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus, we need 2 more rows of the nether brick fence, and the rows of nether brick fence are right at the front corners this time, so destroy the slabs on the end, so right at the top of the stairs here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the opposite side here, we'll destroy this, and 1, 2, 3, 4, whoops, 4, and 5. That was tricky. And what we then want to do is we want to place, I do believe that it's a quartz stairs on top of each one of them, so we want to place a quartz stairs facing the respective directions. Obviously they don't want to all be facing the same way, so you want to place them like this. And then what we want to do, you then want to take each one of these side stairs and you want to extend them out of the side of the slide each by 1 row, like this. So you just want to extend them out the slide by 1 row, like this. Then what you can do is you can connect them together, and you want to connect them together in a very large looking rectangular shape. So you extend them out the slide by 1 so it overhangs, and then you want to connect them together in a large rectangular shape. You guys know how to do that. Quite easy. So once you have got them all connected, just like we have now, this is what we want to do next. We want to take out our block of quartz, and we want to start off by doing a layer of block of quartz going all the way around the inside of the shape that we've just made. So do a layer of block of quartz all the way around the inside of the shape that we've made. So we just want to go all the way around the top, and we'll end up with something that should look a little bit like that. Fantastic. Well, what we now want to do is we want to basically have little cutouts in the top of this thing. So this is kind of just like a little shade protector, and we want to leave like lines in this thing where you actually slide down. So like where you have the stone brick stairs, we want to have lines in this. Otherwise, you want to fill in the area with quartz. So start from the left here, just to give an example, we have added another layer of quartz, then we'll leave a gap, then we'll have 2 quartz, and then we'll leave a gap, 2 quartz, 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 and then 3 quartz on the end. So if you can see what I'm talking about, we just want to leave gaps where you have the quartz, where you have these stone brick stairs in the slide where you'd slide down, and otherwise you just want to connect this slide together, like front to back, the roof of the slide together front to back with your block of quartz. I might have explained that poorly, but I'm sure that you can see what we're doing here. You can see where we're leaving the gaps, and I'm sure that it makes sense. And what we're actually going to be doing very, very soon, and we may as well do it whilst we're up here, there's no point in waiting until later to do this. And what we're going to be doing very soon is we'll be adding coloured glass in the top of these things. So these rows of coloured glass are actually going to correspond. Oh, by the way, actually, I just made a slight mistake. Leave a gap here on the right-hand side where you have the walkway. So we also want to leave the walkway. I know that it looks unsymmetrical. I know that it's not symmetrical on the top, but we also want a line where we have the walkway on the top as well. And we'll end up with a kind of like waffle-ish looking shape, kind of more like a radiator, to be honest, right at the top here. And we can get rid of all our materials. And what we're going to grab is we'll grab red stained glass, because we have red wool. We'll grab cyan stained glass, because we have cyan, yellow because we have yellow, lime because we have lime, and we'll also have magenta because we have magenta. Plus, we also need some white stained glass for the walkway. And we're going to fill in each one of these gaps at the top of the slide with the glass of choice. So where you have the lime, use lime, yellow, yellow, green, green. You guys get the point. You just want to have the color correspond with the slide. You won't even really notice this from the outside of the slide, but you'll know that this is here, and I think that it's kind of like a nice little cool addition. Like when you get up to the top of the slide, you'll like look up and it's like, oh wow, colored glass, that's kind of cool. And what you can also do, and I've realized that I did this, I'm going to grab some quartz slabs, and I'm just going to do a layer of quartz slabs right at the top here, and I'm going to just do a layer of quartz on top of, well, quartz slabs on top of each one of the quartz blocks, and this will just like separate the windows out, and it'll just make it a bit of a better looking shape from the outside. It doesn't really serve any other purpose than that. It's very rare, I'm sure, that you'd actually get people like climbing on top of this slide if you actually like made it in survival, which I'm sure would be quite the feat considering how many weird materials you need, like the colored glass and all of the walls and stuff, but we're going to be filling the layer of quartz in right at the top here, and once we've done that we can move on to the rest of the slide, because this is just about the slide portion complete. So that is what the roof looks like. Looks quite interesting now. Well, once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So we're going to take out our polished andesite, and we're going to destroy underneath where we have the stairs here. You'll note that you have loads and loads and loads and loads of birchwood plank blocks. Destroy all of them. You don't need them. And except that one. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to reconfigure the stairs so we don't need these blocks underneath here, because I don't want to see them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add the birchwood planks here, and I'm going to make sure that the stairs part of this is only like in between the two layers of quartz, because I don't want to see any blocks here. I don't want to see any blocks underneath, so I'm just going to add one here and then here, and now we can still like get up and down the slide, but now we won't be able to see it from the outside, and the only thing we can see when we look underneath here is we can just see the colored parts of the slide, and that's fine. Well, once you've got that taken care of, if you want to amend the stairs like I did, but I'm a little OCD, that's why I just did that, and what I'm now going to do is I'm going to come to the underneath top two back corners of the slide, and I'm going to connect each one of the corners down to the ground with a layer of polished andesite. So that's the first corner. And what else we're going to do whilst we're here is we're going to take the very middle block in this row of andesite, and that'll be the sixth block from either the top or the bottom, so that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I'm going to connect that all the way over to the left here. That will connect to the front part of the slide, and that should be the middle block of our row of andesite. Perfect. And what we'll also do is we'll connect one of the andesites here in the middle up and down to form a proper support. So at the top here where we have all of these quartz, I'm going to find the fifth quartz in, so this will be the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. I'm going to take that and I'm going to do a row of andesite going all the way down from the top to the bottom, and we just have something here which looks a little bit like that. And there we go, we just have like a support looking structure for the water slide now, and if you want you can also add another one of those in just in case you want to make it look a little bit more realistic as support. So if you want to like add one there, then that's completely up to you, but that's not necessary. And you know what, I'd actually prefer it like one row inwards, like right there anyway, but I quite like it. There we go, we have a nice little support for the slide. Well, that's one side. Let's come to the opposite side. So we're going to take this back corner again, which is this one right here. We'll connect that all the way down to the ground. Then we want to find the sixth block, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the middle block, so we'll connect that all the way to the front, like this. Then we want to connect that same quartz, and I do believe that it's this one, just looking to the opposite side, this same quartz all the way down to the ground. I just eyeballed that by looking at the opposite side of the slide, by the way, and you should do the same thing. And I'm also going to make an additional support, and this support is going to be, is it here? I think it's this block, isn't it? Yep, it's this one, so I'm just going to connect that down to the ground and to the top of the slide there. And there we have some supports, and I'm also going to come to the back here, and I'm going to connect like the middle bar that we have with the andesite. I'm going to connect that together at the back. And there we go, now we have some supports for our slide, and I think that it looks a little bit better for it. Well, once you've got that taken care of, this is what we're going to do next. And for this next bit, we're going to need some new stuff again. We'll need some stone slabs. We'll probably also need some quartz block. We'll need some quartz stairs. We'll need some quartz slabs. We'll also need some nether brick fence, featuring heavily in this. And we'll also need some water. I know, water. And we'll also need some sea lanterns. We might also need some more stuff. So we're going to come all the way to the front of the water slide here. And what we're going to do is, at the front of the water slide with our stone slabs, we're going to... And by the way, we'll need another birchwood stairs here, and we can knock out this end birchwood stairs, or that end birchwood plank, replace that with stairs, so now we can get up and down onto the slide. Take out your stone slabs, and right at the very front right hand side end of the slide, we want a row of 9 stone slabs coming out in front. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like that. We want the same here coming out of the quartz block that we have on the left, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we want to take that 9th block, we want to drag it all the way over to the left hand side here, and we want to line it up with the quartz that we have on the opposite end of the slide. We want to connect it together like this, and then what we want to do is we want to destroy this little walkway here that we have, like walking up to the slide, like walking up to the just like walking up to the stairs of the slide, we want to replace that with like birchwood planks, or upside down birchwood stairs will do because they look the exact same. And we're also going to want to destroy this little area here right in front of the slide. And the reason that we're destroying this, and by the way, if I wasn't so lazy, I would destroy this area and I would replace it with a block of quartz. Like, I'd destroy this area here, which is where the water's going to be, and then I would destroy underneath it and I would place quartz there. I'm probably not going to do that because that will take quite a while. I'm going to be honest with you, that just takes a long time, and it's not really important that I do this for the tutorial, but you can definitely do that, and you can tell a little bit from the, you know what, I'll probably end up doing it anyway, you definitely can tell. So we've now destroyed the area where the pool's going to be, and what I'm also going to do is right at the very ends of the slide, I'm going to have a sea lantern. So where we have like the part where you'd slide down, I'm going to destroy the end block and I'm going to place a sea lantern, and this shows you where you're going to slide down, like this. Plus, I'm also going to be adding sea lanterns around here, so around like the under part of the pool where we have these slabs, I'm going to be adding sea lanterns. And let me just bring up the plans here just so that I can see where I place them. So I'm going to be having a sea lantern, I think every other block. So like starting from here, I'm going to have like sea lantern here, 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 here. I think that this works out here, 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 and it just lights up the pool. It makes it just look nice. I'm not sure if this connects or not. Oh, it does connect. It does connect. That's perfect. So there we go. We just want to have sea lanterns every other block. And now what I'm going to do, but I said I wasn't going to, but I'm going to destroy each one of like the dirt blocks that are visible, because we don't want that. We don't want visible dirt blocks in our pool. No one wants to be swimming around in dirt. I'm going to destroy these and replace them with block of quartz. This is actually going to take a while because I've got to dig it out and replace it, so I'm just going to be back in a second once I've actually done this, and then we can talk about what we're going to be doing next, because this isn't technical at all and it's going to take a little too long for the tutorial. So this is what it ends up looking like. This is what happens when you fill it in with block of quartz and you destroy all of those dirt blocks. And it does make a noticeable difference, and I'm glad that I've shown you guys what it looks like when you do actually add those details. So once you've got that taken care of for yourself, and pause this if necessary, if you do need the time to make it, and I imagine you do because it does take a minute or two. Once you've completed that, hit play and you can continue on with the rest of us. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to make a way to get in and out of the pool here. So to do that, on the front left hand side here, we're going to come to this corner block, and moving towards the slide, we're going to knock out 1, 2, 3 blocks. And on top of these blocks, we're going to, well, you know what, we'll knock out the 3 underneath them as well, then we'll replace them with stone slabs, so we now have a little bit of a dip. And on top of this center stone slab, we'll have a quartz stairs, and then behind it we'll have an opposite facing quartz stairs. And this quartz stairs that faces towards the pool, we're going to connect it down into the pool. We'll add some nether brick fence either side of those 2 stairs, and now we have a way to get in and out of the pool like that. So we now have something which should look like this. Well, once you've got that taken care of, the next thing that we're going to do, and this is just a little subtle change here, we're going to grab ourselves some polished andesite again, and going all the way underneath the slide, just underneath like the edge of the slide, right at the back here, underneath the supports, we're kind of going to like connect the supports of the slide together, and I should have done this a little bit earlier. I apologize for not doing this part earlier. I'm going to connect the supports of the slides together just underneath. And we're just going to dig out this trench, we're going to place polished andesite underneath, like the part that we've just like destroyed and we've placed in, and what we're also going to do is we're going to be placing some nether brick fence on top of the andesite, and this is going to stop anybody, any nefarious intruders getting under the slide, and it's just a nice little safety feature. So we're going to place the nether brick fence here, and it'd actually be a pretty cool part, like if you left a part of the slide open, like if you had like a little fence to get like underneath the slide, and you could actually put a little bit of an Easter egg under there if you wanted to, like hidden in between the slides, like if you wanted to, you could place like something, I don't know, like here, like some chests or something. It'd be kind of cool. But yeah, just add a bit of a finished touch to the slide. We've just added a bit of a fence, and we've added a little bit of a blockage underneath the support area. Well, once you've got that taken care of, this is what we're going to do next. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add water to our water slide. I know, it's crazy. And we're going to start all the way up at the top here, and we want to, in front of each one of these stone brick stairs, we want to add a bucket of water. So we just want to add water rolling all the way down the slides, and it's actually cool to see it. There we go, we actually have the slide working. We have all of the water rolling down, and we now have the pool at the bottom. I'm going to then fill in the pool with the buckets of water. So obviously we don't want like a half-filled pool, do we? So we're just going to keep adding water to the pool until it is eventually still. And are we there? Are we there? I think we are. Yeah, that works perfectly. So you can see the water flowing in, you can see that you can get out. I think that that's a pretty cool looking pool if you ask me. We can add some more things to our little water slide here. So that's the water slide itself, pretty much 100% fully complete, but there are some things that we can add. We'll need some quartz block, we'll need some quartz stairs. We also need some spruce fence, we'll also need some signs. We're also going to grab ladders, and we'll also grab ourselves some, where are we? We'll also grab ourselves some quartz slabs. Grab yourselves some nether brick fence. We'll also need some, oh where are you, some red wool and some white wool, and that'll get us most of the way there. So first thing that we're going to make for our water slide, we're going to make a lifeguard chair, because sometimes everybody needs help and not everyone can swim. So we're going to add a lifeguard chair anywhere right at the base of the pool that you like, but I'm going to be making it like right here where you'd like walk up the stairs. So to make this, you're going to want to do 2 quartz blocks coming up from the ground, then throw quartz stairs on top of that. You'll then want to do signs left and right of, whoops, left and right of, oh my god, I can't get this right, left and right of that quartz stair. You then want to do spruce fence running up the sides of the quartz blocks, and then ladders going all the way up to the top of the chair. And there you go, you have like the little lifeguard chair. He can jump out, jump into the pool, rescue anybody that's drowning. How nice of him. Well, once you've got that chair taken care of, we can now move over to the left hand side here. So on the left hand side, we have a nice little bit of a lounging area. And the lounging area it starts in line with the very edge of the pool here, and we just want to move left, and anywhere along here in line with the edge of the pool, you just want to have a little bit of a lounge chair, and we want to use 2 quartz slabs with a quartz stairs at the end, and those are just like the little beds that you lay on like that. Then you want to 3 blocks away, moving towards the back of the slide, you want to have another chair. So that's going to be 2 quartz slabs and then a quartz stairs. Remember, that is 3 spaces away. And then you want to 1 space away from that chair, we need another material, and you can get rid of ladders, let's say ladders, and you can grab some polished andesite, and you want to have a row of 3 andesite parallel to the chair that you've made. And then 1 row away from the andesite, we want another chair, and you guys know how that is, it's just 1 quartz stair and 2 quartz slabs. Then 3 rows away from the chair again, we want to have another one, so that'll look like this, and then 2 quartz slabs there, and there you go, you now just have a nice little lounging area. We're missing something though. We're missing umbrellas. So we're going to take out our nether brick fence, and in between where we have the 2 sets of chairs, so we have 2 sets of chairs on the left and we have 2 sets of chairs on the right, we want to have 3 nether brick fence coming up from the middle block in between the chairs. And then we kind of just want to have like a little bit of like a parasol sort of thing. So we want to, in front of the 3rd nether brick fence blocks, we want to have 2 red wool coming outwards, and then we want to have from this 2nd red wool, we kind of just want to form like a circular shape like this. It's kind of difficult to explain, so it'll be like here, and then we want to have 1 here. It's hard to explain, but it wants to end up looking like this, and it wants to shade the chairs a little bit. And then what we want to have, we kind of just want to make it so that we have the different colors in the parasol, and it just wants to look like this. Let me show you again in slow motion on this next one. So we'll have like, coming out from this 3rd nether brick fence, we'll have like 2 red wool coming out from the top, and then we'll have like 2 red wool coming out from the back, and then from this left hand side, and then from this right hand side, we'll connect them together in the corners. We'll do a white wool like on top of each one of the 4 center blocks here, so here, 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 and here, and then we'll do a red wool directly on top, and that will just form a nice little umbrella, and that's the lounging area. Quite easy, really. Well, what we want to do next is this, and this is something I'm absolutely not doing on recording. What we're then going to do is we're just going to choose an area around our little water slide here, and we're going to fence it off. Now, you don't have to do this, no one's forcing you to do this, but it does make it look a little bit nicer, and I'll show you how it looks once I've actually shown you what to do. So we're going to choose an area. It's going to be a rectangular area completely encircling our little water slide, and we're going to use quartz slabs to just kind of fence this off, to just kind of cage this off. And we're going to, once we've got this little area sorted out, we're going to destroy inside of the area, and we're going to place a wood. I'm going to be using, I think I would use oak wood planks. Now, that's what I used in the original. You could use birchwood planks. It's up to you. You could use any kind of floor that you want. But all I think is important is that you're not building on top of grass. You don't have your water park sitting on top of grass. So just to show you, just a random area around it where you just want to section it off with your quartz slabs, and then destroy inside of that, replace it with like I said, oak wood planks or birchwood planks. And that is the water slide pretty much complete. Let me show you what it does look like, though, once you've actually done that to the area. Let me show you what it'll actually look like. So, it'll end up looking a little something like this. As you can see, it just makes it look a little bit cleaner. It makes it look a little bit nicer. If you want to use birchwood planks instead, use those. You can see what it looks like with oak, but regardless of what you use, I think it's better than grass. And that is your water slide, guys. Hopefully, you've enjoyed this tutorial. Hopefully, you've managed to follow it. It's been a pretty long one, actually. I didn't expect it to be this long. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like, give it a favorite, give it a share. I'd really, really appreciate that. I honestly would. I'd love it if you guys would give this video some support. I would love it no end. Check out the card system, check out the description below. I'll be leaving links to some of the other recent builds that I've been working on. I was going to say I'd link you to some stuff that I've done like this before, but I've not really done anything like this before. Comment down below, let me know what else you want me to do in the future. Is there something else that you really, really want me to make? Here's your water slide. If you have anything related to this, let me know, I might make it. Who knows, that's the fun. Check out my Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at TSMC360. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I think that we should probably leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Like, favorite, share if you wouldn't mind. Follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you guys in the next video.